Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Like I said in every video, I apologize for being late with the reviews this week. I know I have been trying to do better, but last week was spring break and I took my son on a college tour over spring break to the school he's going to be attending in the fall. So that's why I'm in late this week. Let's go over RuPaul's Drag Race. I just want to say one thing. RuPaul, you finally got one right. You finally got one right, Ru. I don't know. I got a lot to say about this episode, but not too much because I didn't take notes. Because, you know, when you come off vacation, and I think Sunday, I just binge watched a lot of the shows on my DVR that I had to catch up on. And I just didn't want to go back and take notes. I wanted to get my reviews out, so everything is coming fresh off the dome. So let's jump right into it. I really don't care about none of the stuff they was talking about after last week's elimination of Denali. They played a cute game, like how much do the pit crew know and you know. And as soon as I saw Alyssa Edwards was one of the categories, I was hooked because I love Alyssa Edwards. I knew all of the answers to all of the different categories. I love Drag Race. They were making fun of Candy and her math or whatever. Who cares? This week's main stage challenge is branding. I love the branding episode. It's where you have to show all of your creativity. It's all from your mind, your brand. And this week showed me a lot of what I said last week in that doppelganger episode. A lot of these ladies don't have a brand. They don't have a signature. And a lot of them, I think over time, and maybe even after this season and they grow more with their craft, they'll get it. But the two people who won were the only two people to me that had a decent commercial. Everyone else's commercial, you could have balled it up, throw it in the trash. Let's move into the commercials. I want to go through the commercials. I want to go through the runway looks and the lip sync. First note, Candy did give us a little bit more of her background of bullying, and she got beat up so bad, like jumped. I didn't take notes. I know she said it was multiple people, like maybe 10 kids, boys jumped her and broke her arm, and she had to have surgery to, you know, put her arm back together, and she had this huge scar. That's so fucking awful. That's so fucking awful. And I don't understand why you have so much hate towards someone if it's not you. Like, if you're not gay, why do you care? Why do you hate someone that much where you really was trying to kill her? And I can now understand more of why Candy has such a strong wall up, and that rah-rah is her defense mechanism. Because it's kind of like, I just want to back you up off me. Like, anytime somebody says something to her, she want to back you up off of them. And the only way she knows how is that rah-rah. So I get it. That let me in a little bit more to Candy. It's not necessarily right. And I do feel like counseling, I'm an advocate for counseling. Maybe that can help her get over being so attacked as that defense mechanism. But I now understand. And I don't dislike Candy. It's just sometimes I feel like what the judges are doing by pacifying her and saying anything you say is hilarious and Candy can do no wrong, and instead of giving her honest critiques to make her better, it's like you're making her stagnant. And you aren't giving her the critiques so she can grow. And in her mind, she's thinking she's all that, where we at home are like, Rue, you got your glasses on, boo? You know. But this is not a Candy, does Angie like Candy or not episode. All I want to say is that was a moment that I remember from the workroom that made me understand Candy a little bit more. I feel for Candy. I do have love for Candy, but let's get into these soda pops, Cokes, whatever you call it, wherever you from. Let's do the worst ones first. Utica was called You the Can, and it was a lick me soda. I don't understand anything about her brand or what she was trying to say. What do? You like to just lick people? I didn't understand what you were going for. I know you want to be whimsical and crazy and kooky, but it just seemed, especially right now with COVID, I know they probably Lysol the hell out of that can, bleached it down, but it just was like, no, you're not putting your mouth on stuff. Like right now, in this time, I ain't never like it before COVID when the queens would come down the runway licking objects and stuff. Like I don't like it. It's always been nasty to me. But now when I just saw Utica lick, I was like, girl, this is disgusting. It was disgusting. The cow, sucking on the cow. I just didn't get where you were going for, and I don't even think you knew what you were going for. I don't think you understood the challenge, but hey, you the can. At least the name of your pop made sense. You the can. Who's up next? Rose. Not Rose, because she wasn't one of the worst. Tina. I'm looking at a piece of paper. Tina. I'm trying to remember the name of hers. I think it was called Burning Up, and her slogan was Hell Yes. Tina looked like she had on the outfit she put on Rose last week. She had on the exact same wig. I didn't understand it. Like, the pop made you horny, and she just kept saying, hell yes. I just need Tina to get out of the burner. Like, yeah, your name is Tina Burner, but everything ain't got to be about burning up. I just didn't like it. Let's move on. Candy's commercial was okay. It was not the best, clearly, and it was not the worst. The judges were like, ha ha ha, it was so funny. Oh yeah, I was like, please. It was not fun. I didn't laugh at all. Candy's was called the K-pop special, something like that. And it made you, when you drink it, it made you feel like you were in a VIP lounge. And I'm like, this is something we've seen before. Like, we've seen plenty of queens before where you drink it, you think you all that, and then you wake up and you laid out on the floor and you delusional, like, what was going on? We've seen that concept before. We've seen a queen do the all cheetah look in the branding before too. That was Rue Animal, you know. But hey, the judges loved it and Candy was safe. Moving on. Olivia, her live. Olivia is someone who is very new to drag, and maybe she doesn't really know what she wants her brand to be. She had her tiny purse out again, and I'm like, girl, that tiny purse would have saved you last week. But hey, I just didn't like it. And what I thought was even crazier is that they read Denali for all those different shades of blue eyeshadows last week not being blended. And Olivia did the exact same trio of blue eyeshadows on her lids, blended to perfection. And she has some glitter on top of them lids. I said, okay, Olivia, maybe melanated people can do all blue. I can't do all blue. But Olivia had that blue looking right in that commercial. Who's next? Gottmik. I can't think. Gottmik. Got sexual juice. The name was way too long. It was stupid. Everyone was talking about irony. It didn't make sense. You would do something with some water and then you do the same thing with the pop and it would look like the exact same scene. It should have been a lip sync commercial. And now for my favorites. Rosé had Rosé. It was hilarious. She had on that Jan, that flight attendant Jan. You know that look where Jan, when she didn't win the challenge and she was like, she had on that bathrobe. It was cute. It was hilarious. Like Rosé, I laughed through her entire commercial. I love that pink, curly, cute, baby pink wig she had on. I really love Rosé. She did a great job. And then, of course, Sweet Tooth Simone is your sugar low. I love Simone. Someone called it, was like Simone was doing Jennifer Lewis. Everything Simone does is Jennifer Lewis to me. Like that Harriet Tubman was Jennifer Lewis. This was, she just is that sassy. That's who she is. Simone is a young Jennifer Lewis. That's what we gonna call it. I loved it. The outfit, the hair, like Simone can't do any wrong. It was hilarious. It was funny from beginning to end. You gonna need it come with a gold tooth because you gonna need it. It's so much sugar your teeth gonna fall out. Buy one, get two free. I loved it. I don't remember everybody jingles, but I remember Rose and Simone had the best. Now the runway was beast. Beast. Whatever Ru called it, but it come out looking like a beast. So up first, I don't know the order. I'm just gonna go by my notes. Olivia was some baby blue and green monster. It reminds me of that cartoon Monsters Inc. My son used to love to watch that. And I thought she did a good job. Like her makeup was beat. She did a good job. It didn't wow me away. It was only a few people that wowed me. Gottmik was some big tooth creature. She still had her pasties on. I said, okay, y'all tired of the red, yellow, and orange. I am too. But when y'all gonna get tired of Gottmik's pasties? Like, she wears them every week. But moving on. She looked good, though. Gottmik always looks good, but it's still, every week, it's a pasty. Every week. Candy. Candy didn't meet the challenge. Candy should have been lip syncing for that alone. It is Beast. Aliens are not Beast. We don't care if you got another one strapped to your back. What you had on, even if the challenge was alien related, it looked a mess. It looked a mess. Candy, it was a no ma'am. And I'm tired of you all giving Candy passes. Y'all should have read her ass. Y'all should say, Candy, your commercial was alright and you did not meet the challenge. But oh no, oh okay, everything Candy said is so hilarious. Ugh. I'm telling Candy gonna be in the top 4. I can already see it. They're gonna put her ass in the top 4 and it's gonna be tragic. Who's up next? Utica had on some glamorous furry dress. What I loved about Utica the most, I don't have my long nails and I know one of them is broke. Those nails, like when she fanned those nails and it had that fur and yellow against that black, I was like, it looked like a swamp creature when they, you know, like a blowfish, when they blow their pins and then put them back in. I was like, oh, Utica looked glam. And she kept that Simone walk. I was like, yes, Utica. Yes, I loved it. Simone was a fox. Very cartoonish, but very sexy. She had on her unapologetically black fox with the bamboo hoop earrings, the short shorts, the attitude. You know, Simone can never go wrong down the runway. Who was next? Tina was some stuffed voodoo doll of plushies. I ain't like it. I understood the concept. I understood what she was going for. I felt like we've seen people be sewn together voodoo dolls before. Like, didn't we see that from a couple of times, a couple of seasons? Moving on. And then Rosé, to me, shut it down. Rosé went out last, and she should have. She also had that prickly nail fan thing, but Rosé was all red. She did look like a little devil troll, a sexy devil troll. Like, that outfit, it probably was one of my favorite runways. Like, I would put that on one of my favorite runways list, like top 10. That would be on my top 10. Mostly because of the way she beat her face. Like, a lot of the queens will do a whole color face, and she had red, but it was the highlight and the contour of the red on the face. I was like, oh my God, Rosé, do you have to be red every week? Because that makeup was everything. Oh my God, I loved it. I could just, Oh, I could look at that runway over and over again. That was amazing. This week has, in my mind, you are no longer, oh, is that Jan? No, that's Rose. Forget Jan. I ain't never really liked Jan. Like, everyone loved Jan, and everyone was like, oh, Jan was robbed, and blah, 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 blah. Jan was never one of my favorite queens from last season, but Rose is becoming one of my favorite queens this season. Like, Rose better be in that top 4. I don't know how funny you are, girl, for next week, but girl, especially you this season talking about you a comedy queen. I thought they would at least saved Tina for this comedy challenge, but hey, let's move on to the lip sync. The bottom 2 were Utica and Tina Burner. Was it Fergie? My humps, my lovely lady humps. Neither one of them did all that. Let's make that clear. I feel like Utica couldn't be quirky because she was confined to this tight furry dress. But Utica, to me, gave me the emotions of the song with her face and her nails. I love what Utica was doing. And then she was doing like a hunched over my hump. I would have gave it to Utica too. Tina was just doing what was she doing? The Running Man, the Roger Rabbit. Then she said, oh, my girl Candy rolls around on the floor. Let me try that too. And she went to the back of the runway, ran, and I was expecting a split. What they call it, the dip. I was expecting something, and you just slid and ran like you was going to second base and then rolled, like stop, drop, and roll. Get this fire out. No, ma'am. For that alone, you lost. No, ma'am. And then you get up and just hump the floor, and it wasn't even on beat. I was like, Ru, if you save Tina. I mean, I was expecting Ru to save Tina. Like, really, Utica, it's time for you to go. I told Utica last week her time was up. But Ru was like, we ain't doing this rolling around the floor. Only Candy can roll around on the floor and do nothing. Not you, Tina. And she sent Tina ass home. Good. Because the judges told her, I'm tired of this red, yellow, and orange. And I feel like they went back and looked in her closet and said, she ain't got nothing but red, yellow, and orange. Let's send her home right now. She ain't got no other colors to show us. Go home now. I'm like, it took y'all to episode 11 to get tired of the red, yellow, and the orange. And I was tired of the shit since episode 3. All right, judges. But that was it. Next week is the comedy week. I know I saw Valentina, what's her name? Heidi in the closet. A couple of the past Miss Congenialities are coming back and they're going to roast them. I hope y'all funny, because a lot of the queens who are left, I don't see any of them as comedy queens. Rose, you better be funny. You talking about you a comedy queen. I see Candy can probably be funny. She gonna read. Gottmik can read. Simone can read. I'm worried about Utica and Olivia. I don't know. We're gonna see what they do next week. And that's it. Like, comment, share. I will be back on time next week for Drag Race. The comedy, the roast challenge is another one of my favorites, so I can't wait to see it. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.